Well, welcome back. And as promised now, five-star Georgia basketball signee Asa Newell. And man, congratulations on winning a national championship. Montverde Academy with a win in Indiana. I mean, an undefeated season. Tell me about your championship game.
Oh, the championship game was great. We played a hard team, Paul the Six, a lot of shooters. Everyone's really versatile, so it was a really strong game. But we just came through it at the end.
Yeah, well, Georgia's getting a winner. I know a lot of Georgia basketball fans, Georgia sports fans in general, have had you kind of circled. You've kind of been a guy that's been talked about. A lot of people, let's hurry up and get to next season. Well, now wait a minute. Mike White and the Bulldogs this year, Asa. Let me ask you, you got a brother on the team, obviously. Jaden, you keep up with him. What did you think about the way Georgia basketball finished up this season?
Well, I feel like they did a great job finishing up in the NIT, knocking off Xavier and Wake Forest. It just shows, Mike White knows how to win in a tournament setting, and also momentum into next year.
Yeah, and you're a guy that, I mean, you had opportunities. I mean, Alabama is a Final Four team, and they tried to get you Auburn and Bruce Pearl. He's done some great things there, and yet you choose Georgia. What did you see about Georgia that brought you to the Bulldogs and putting your basketball fortunes behind Coach White?
I have a lot of trust with Coach Mike White. What he did at Florida, and then coming to Georgia. It's hard. It's really hard to come to a team. Before Mike White, it was a losing season.
Yeah.
But to come and flip, a team to above 500 last year and a 20-win season this year, he's just doing a fantastic job. So I know he just needs pieces like me, to push him to the edge, and that's what I want to do. I want to turn Georgia basketball around and put it back on the map.
Well, I mean, you're the guy for it. I mean, you're a winner. You won a national championships this year. You've played with other high talent players, and you understand, what it takes when, not everybody can shoot every time down. Not everybody's going to get, 32 minutes every night. You understand how the highly talented players, I guess, work together. And I guess with this portal, I'm curious, and I don't know. I don't think they're company secrets, but I mean, you're going to have an idea of some of the guys that Georgia's going after. I would think you'd probably be a guy that, if I'm Mike White, I'd say, hey, man, can you get on the phone and call this guy, or can I have this guy call you? I mean, what's that? You're kind of a recruiter right now, a little bit, aren't you?
I'm almost a assistant coach right now. I tell Eric Pastrana I'm the best recruiter in the nation. Sometimes Coach EP or Mike White tells me to, hey, take this guy, and let him know that we want you really bad, and I do. So
Yeah, that's cool. It is cool because they know you're coming. They know Georgia's got the five-star. They saw what Georgia did, with some talent. And I kind of looked at it like I think they got the most out of the guys they got. I mean, you think about some of the players had played at maybe smaller programs and not the Power Five. And then you think about some of the players that were maybe backups other places and had a chance to start. And they kind of, and then there was a few freshmen. I mean, Blue Kane, Silas Demery Jr. These guys got better as the year progressed. None of them faded. I mean, it was almost as good as they could do. But then there would be guys like I'd see like you on other teams. I'd go, man, this guy's just lights out. I guess I would ask you, brag on yourself for a second here. What do you think you can bring right away? I know you're going to get better as time goes by. We saw that with Anthony Ant-Man Edwards. He got better even as that first season went by. But what do you bring immediately? And then what are some things you think you'll work yourself into at that level?
I think I bring a winning culture, to the team because I know what it takes. I also, um, I'm, I'm, I'm a presence. Like I'm a defensive presence. You're gonna know I'm there. I bring energy. I'm an energy guy. Throughout in practice, I'm a leader, and I can stretch the floor. And some things that I'm gonna work on is I want to work on my handles. Being as tall as I am, I got to get lower. I'm gonna get in the weight room, get stronger. With Coach Crane, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm thinking of Tobias Harris. I covered Tobias at Tennessee. Tobias was a tall guy that could shoot that brought a winning I'm getting a comp here. Let me see if that plays out. Have you watched now? Tobias in the NBA is a grown man now,
A
but
lot of
he
people
was
tell me I play like Chris Bosh.
Bosch is. Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
lefty, knock it down, strong. So a lot of people tell me that.
all right. Well, I'll tell you, I know Georgia will certainly take that. What's realistic though? With the portal, and there will be roster turnover. We know that. We don't know to what extent, but I think last year, I want to say maybe it was an average of 8 or 9 guys flipped on every team, which was,
Mhm.
I want to say, maybe 50% of rosters. So teams can get better right away and really fast. What's a realistic early goal? Like in your mind, when you think I'm going to Georgia, and we're going to do this, like individually for yourself, and then what would you say for the team? Maybe just sitting here right now in April, long way to go, but like where's your mind at on that?
My mind is to get to March Madness, make it to the tournament, and see where God takes us from there. Individually, I'm going for freshman of the year. My standards are high for myself, and I hold myself to those standards.
Yeah, well, like I said, Ant-Man was great to work with. I don't know if you've had a chance to cross paths with him yet, but like you, a very charismatic guy, confident, but not cocky. He knew how good he was, and he brought a real winning attitude. We'll never know what Ant-Man could have done because that was the tournament that was
Right.
ended by COVID, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And Ant-Man, interestingly enough, Asa had committed to saying that even if Georgia just played in the NIT, he was going to play out the season, even though he knew he
Sure.
was yeah, as the number
Sure.
one. I don't know how many people know this, but your family actually lived in Athens,
Mm-hmm.
real close to campus. In fact, what do you remember from your time in Athens? And do you think that played a little bit of a role in you and your brother being here?
I think it definitely did play a role. It felt great to be back home in Athens, Georgia. Some of my early memories, I know my nana who's not here with me anymore, Jacqueline Mitchell, she worked for the university, but she would always, take her to her job. She would schedule piano lessons in the music building and would take piano lessons. I was on the swim team with the swim dogs. But there's just, growing up on campus, it just felt like it was right to be back.
Are you a better swimmer or piano player?
I'm gonna say swimmer. I wish I could still play the piano. I kind of lost it, but
Any other hidden talents other than basketball?
hidden talents. I like to tell myself I can sing, but that's not true. But
Well,
nah.
we'll find out when you make it to the league. You're going to be one of those guys in the studio probably checking
Hey,
it
you
out.
never know.
That's right. Who would you want to collaborate with?
Ooh, I'll probably collaborate with Lil Baby. Probably Lil Baby.
Okay. All right. I got you. No, that's good stuff. That's going to be fun. As far as the guys that are on the team right now, obviously you're close with your brother. Have you made any friendship or any bonds with the guys that are there now? Have you been talking to anybody a lot?
Yeah, probably not a lot. Um, I'm close with BK. He's my brother's roommate. Just being up in Athens, I'm with him all the time. But yeah, I don't have anyone really I text, but if I see him on the gram, I like to show him love or say what's up to him. But yeah.
No doubt. So what's next for you? You got a little break in here. You just finished winning a national championship in the high school ranks. What's next for you coming up here?
Actually, tomorrow I leave for the USA team Hoop Summit, so I'm gonna be flying to Oregon, and playing in that game, and then I got the Jordan Brand Classic in New York, April 21st. So those are my two last high school events, and we're gonna put on a show.
You went, yeah, that is going to be exciting. April 21st, you say that's in New York? Is that
Mm-hmm.
Madison Square Garden?
I don't. I'm not
I'll
sure. I'm
I'll
not
have to
sure.
check that out. There's a few venues there I've been to in that New York metropolitan area. Wow, it's all coming fast. When do you arrive on the Georgia campus? When do you get plugged into Athens?
I think June. I think June is my date. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check. But I know it's gonna be in the summer. But it's coming up. Life's moving fast. I just played my last high school game on Saturday. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to take everything in.
I'll tell you, well, you know what? Before this interview, and I'll let you go here in a second, you were talking about Calipari's moved to Arkansas. And you know, here's a guy that's been with Kentucky for so long, and of course with Memphis, but all these moving pieces, how does a and obviously, you know, this is your generation. You're one of the young guys dealing with this. How for you does it even seem a little frantic, or is this like, you know, this is just the real world now?
I feel like it's just the real world now. You know, with NIL and the transfer portal, everything, you just really have to have a lot of faith um, with everything. Just trusting God. That He's gonna put the right pieces together. In a team. But um, I feel like it's hard. It's really, really hard for the coaches and players to try and make the right decision on someone. It's changing the whole landscape of college basketball. You're still going for high school recruits, but you also, hey, maybe I can get a 4-year guy who's a grown man who's been playing at this level, and maybe not take a freshman who's trying to go one and done.
Yeah,
Someone who has more experience.
yeah, and if you're on the team, you know, I guess this is where the trust in your relationship with Coach White comes in. Like what are we looking for next year, Coach? Right? I mean, it's you got to
Right.
know that's why your involvement right now is really pivotal.
Right. It is pivotal.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, man, good luck to you. This is going to be a fun week for you out there, and then in the Jordan Barron class. I mean, that's right around the corner. I mean, we're talking what, April 21st. That's just man, a couple of weeks away. Well, I know Georgia fans are really excited. Is there a number reveal? Do we know your number yet? Have we put that out anywhere?
Oh, my number? I'm gonna be wearing 14.
Okay. All right. I wondered about that. So we'll be looking for that in the UGA bookstore. They might even have the jersey here before you get here, man. Everybody's been waiting on this, Asa.
Maybe.
Well, tell your father, Justin, how much I appreciate it. It's so important for players like yourself. You've been on the map a long time. It's obviously important, or to have someone that can, help represent you and get you squared away. I know you guys are a team. It's like Team Newell over there. It's been pretty awesome. So thank you very much for your time here on Dog Nation, and I know the fans are really, really looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.